this is not this is not the first time I tried shooting a video for my YouTube channel. I should lower you more. Okay, no. My friend is actually streaming right now. I'm leaving her like playing in the background. When your friend does something, you should show support, okay? Show support to your friends. If your friend is streaming, even if you don't want to listen to that stream, just leave it play in the background. It's not that I don't want to listen to a stream, it's just that it's the perfect weather for me. What am I saying? Right now is the perfect weather for this video that I want to make. I really aimed for I wasn't aiming for rain, but I really wanted more of a gloomy kind of gray skies. Still bright, but it's a gray sky and it's not sun-kissy look, because I feel like that's too cheerful for the kind of video I want to go for. This is such a really random video topic, but I really do want to talk about it. I have this weird mindset where it's like, make it exist first. And I actually apply this concept for when I play Genshin Impact, right? So for those of you who play Genshin Impact will understand what I mean, but your characters, there's this thing called artifacts. So these artifacts are like equipment, or you could say like armor in your in video games. And the way you get these armors is by completing a domain or like a certain task of something, and then you get to claim it. But it's a gacha system, it's a gambling system where you don't always get the stats that you want. So you have to do it over and over again, and you're not gonna get the perfect piece. You're not gonna get all perfect pieces or perfect equipment. So what you do is when you first start to build that character, you just make it exist first. Just get basic decent artifacts that have the main stat that you want, even though they have shit ass substats. And then once you're comfortable with that character, once it's somewhat built and whatnot, and you can finally use them and do whatever you need to do with that character that you build, and later on you come back and you get better artifacts for that character so that you perfect it on later. And I don't know why I can put that mindset in certain things like games, for example, but I can't put that mindset in my actual day-to-day life. Like for example, when it comes to making plans, I don't know why I have this thing where I blame my environment. I blame the outer source and not blame myself. Because yeah, sure, the world is gonna restrict you from stuff. That's just how the universe works. It's gonna fuck you over. It's gonna give you something that makes your plan not come to fruition. And yet, all I do is that whenever something happens, I'm like, okay, you know what, I give up. I give up. I don't want to try anymore. And that's my problem. I stop trying. It is tiring. I will not deny that it is very tiring to just get back up and it's okay, I could just try again, it's okay, I could just try again. It's so tiring to do that. But somehow I also forget that that's the point of living. Living, you are meant to just try and try again. And so the first step is to just make it happen first. Just make it exist. And then you come back and perfect it later. And same with my plans. Maybe this plan didn't work out as I wanted in the end, but at least I put in the effort to make the plan exist first. What I actually want to talk about in this video is that I actually want to talk about romanticizing stagnant life, because I know it's kind of very randomly that I'm started talking about making plans happen and plans are coming to fruition and whatnot, and people who's watching this video say, what is this woman talking about? Because there's zero context. What I'm talking about is actually, I'm experiencing a deferment right now. I had to have back a year not really. I mean, it's technically it's a year break. A semester of studies. So from this earlier this year, from the start of the year until now is January. Until now is June, and I've just been home, whereas the rest of my friends are like continuing their studies. I do want to explain why I'm experiencing a deferment, but I don't really want to get into it as much because this is not the video for it. But to put it simply, that I experienced sexual assault, and so for my safety, because it's not just the sexual assault that was bad, it was because my perpetrator decided to spread rumors about me. And so for my safety, my lecturers and also my father decided, okay, we're just gonna like defer me for now. I'll stay home, rest up, whereas my perpetrator, because he will be flying out of the country because he's doing a dual degree program, he's gonna fly out this year. So once he's gone, once all of his friends are gone, I can come back to campus safely. So in a way, it is quite nice that I'm resting at home. I'm supposed to be resting at home, but at the same time, because I'm just stuck at home and also I actually have strict parents, life does get stagnant. And that's actually what I do want to talk about. Life gets stagnant. And the thing about stagnant life is that I should be the one who controls what I'm doing right now, because I don't have anything else dictating my life or like my responsibilities. Like for example, if I was in campus, I would have a schedule and I would work my life around that schedule. But now it's like there's nothing. I'm just looping the same day every day, and it gets so tiring. It's not just boring, it's tiring, and it just makes me depressed. I've experienced depression last year, and it was not good. I'm still on antidepressants until now. So staying at home, staying locked up really does take a toll on me, and it's quite hard to explain this to like people like my parents or like certain family members or like certain friends. How do you explain burnout when you have no responsibilities on you at the moment? You're just staying at home. How are you burned out from staying home? But it happens. It actually does happen. Man, you do experience mental exhaustion from staying locked up for too long. And so I should be doing something with my life. But the problem is that I overthink too much of the details of like what I should be doing, when instead I should just make it happen first and then come back to it later to like see what I can improve. The first step in experimentation, when you are doing a report or a thesis, the first step is to just experiment it and see what happens throughout the process of you doing the experimentation, and then know where you fuck up in that experimentation, and you analyze the result, and then you come back with a new experiment. That is literally what I learn whenever I'm in foundation, right, and I'm in degree right now. That is what physics, chemistry and biology been teaching me, and yet for some reason I couldn't apply that to my life, and it sucks. I'm learning so much at school, and yet I never bothered to actually implement it in my life. And I had a rude wake-up call in May. The first video I made was actually in May. I still remember the date. It was 11 May, and I made that video talking about how I feel so sad and depressed, and I want to do something about my life and stuff like that because of the deferment. And yet I never got around to like fully finish editing it. Now it's June, and it's so stupid that I didn't actually continue because I ended up giving up halfway. It's so sad because from that very first video I didn't put in the mindset of just make it as is first. I put in the mindset of I want it to happen in a way of how I dreamed or imagined it to happen. And when I put that expectation, I put that pressure onto myself and I couldn't achieve it, I ended up just abandoning it. And that is also that's my main problem here. I mean, I wouldn't say it's my main, but it is one of the problems. Hi, it's me from the future. I'm laughing a lot right now because like I didn't lose the footage. I still have the footage. It's just that the audio was so low that it's way better I just scrape it all off. I could have done a voiceover, but it's too much. Okay, I'd rather just shoot a new video altogether. I should have done an audio testing because before I do any of my shoots, I would check for like lighting and visuals, but it didn't come across to me that oh yeah, I should check for audio as well. It did not occur to me. It is what it is. Well, I do remember from my last footage that I talked about was the Amazing Digital Circus episode 9, the final act. If you haven't watched it, you should go watch it first if you're a fan or you want to avoid spoilers, yada yada. But the Amazing Digital Circus, the final act, they did not leave the circus because they were actually brain scans. They are just files for in the computer for the AI to access, for Kane to access. And the message or the point of the Amazing Digital Circus is to technically, in a very short summary, is to romanticize stagnant life. If I'm being honest, that episode felt very personal to me. I will say it's personal. It really does hit home. It really does fit my situation because I am currently in a stagnant phase of my life, which is staying home. So you could say I am stuck in the digital circus. I'm stuck in my digital circus. And I'm being placed under someone's thumb. And we all know who. I think that is one of my problems as well, is that I try to fight with fate, or I try to run away from home instead of just enjoy home. I won't deny that being at home really does suck. It really does. It feels like torture sometimes, staying at home for too long, staying stuck in one place. It's feel like nothing's moving, time stops, everything freezes. How do you move forward in a system or an environment where nothing moves forward? But that's the thing, life does move forward. Even though everything seems to not change, it still moves forward. And I still have to continue living every day. So I still have to make peace with what I have at the moment. And that's something, it's not that I fail to realize, it's more so that I have felt to fully accept. Last night before sleeping, I actually read this one Substack post that I got in my email from poetry and I was gonna say poetry and dakwah, but it's not dakwah, it was Ghana. I could be wrong, but poetry and something Islamic religion, and it was something about maktub. I can't remember because I am not familiar with that term. I've never heard that term actually. But it was also about qadar, risky, tawakkul. It was about stuff like that. It was about believing that God knows everything. Of course God knows everything, right? But having that strong faith in you that everything is written out for you, that your destiny is written out for you. And it was such a perfect timing for me to read that because I'm at that realization point of, yeah, I should just accept my life as it is and just leave, right? And the timing of me reading this email, it was really nice because I was in the middle of editing this video. I've had that email for a few days, I just never got around to reading it. And divine timing, it's written in my destiny. It is fated for me to be reading that email at that particular point. And that email is technically about that. It was about destiny. It was about how fate is written for you before you even take your first breath, before you were even born. It was already fated for you on how your life goes. And so it was fated for me to be in this position, in to go through this deferment, this stagnant phase in my life. And what is meant for me is to come. And there is a famous quote from Imam Shafi'i that says something: what is meant for you will come to you even though it's beyond seas hidden under two mountains. But what is not for you will not come to you even if it's between your two lips. And with that being said about stagnant life, I guess one of the ways that I really want to, romanticize my stagnant life is by doing YouTube videos. It's something that I really want to do, and yet I kept procrastinating. I kept postponing it. My first ever video that I shoot, I ended up just scratching it and throwing it in the trash. And so here I am with the first ever video that I'm actually going to post and to publish. I'm finally shooting it. I'm finally doing it. And I feel so proud actually for myself. I don't expect the quality of this video to be so good, so amazing. No, I don't expect any of that. I just want it to exist first. I just want the first video to just be out there first. And by the time as my editing skills get better, as I understand more about shooting videos, like making scripts or whatnot, I'll get better at doing it. And maybe by the time I'll actually get a really good crack artifact set for my Lisa and my gaming. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this short yab session.